I would like to share the story of two churches in the Virginia Conference that I think offer a sense of hope for the future of the United Methodist Church. The two churches involved are Scott Memorial, an existing congregation that in the last 10 years has been on a significant decline to the point where in 2014 they had only about 30 people in worship. They had a very nice building in a very good location. Because they had three cell phone towers, they were able to keep their building up. And it was a large building. The sanctuary could worship about 250 people. They had adequate educational space for a congregation of worship attendance of around 250 to 300. But they were in a declining stage in their church. They'd gotten out of touch with their neighborhood, and so they were in decline. In 2010, Virginia Conference started a new faith community. This is in Virginia Beach area in Virginia. Started a new faith community under the guidance of the Reverend Rachel Gilmore, who just graduated from Duke Divinity School. She came in as a church planter, and she planted a church that was targeting young adults in the Virginia Beach area. As she began, she worshiped in a civic center and was there for a while. Her congregation grew to about 100 in worship, then 120 in worship. By the time they got to 150 in worship, they were leasing space, a storefront for 24 hours a day, and they continued to grow. They had 2 worship services. They continued to bring in and target primarily young adult families and children. In 2014, the district superintendent of the Elizabeth River District in Virginia Beach, Wayne Sneed, had a dream, had a vision of bringing these two church bodies together. Scott Memorial, a declining congregation with an excellent building, excellent location, excellent facility, and the Gathering, who needed a place to worship, who needed a place. And they began a conversation between the leadership of Scott Memorial and the leadership of the Vine. In 2015, Rachel Gilmore, the pastor of the Gathering, and Vicki Seibert, the pastor of Scott Memorial, began leading their leadership teams about having the Gathering come and join and worship, be at the building with Scott Memorial. In the fall of 2015, at a charge conference, they agreed to merge, essentially having the congregation be the Gathering folks. The congregation from Scott Memorial was essentially a legacy congregation, allowing their property, allowing their building to be turned over to the control of this new faith community. As of this past fall, the Gathering at Scott Memorial is what they call it now, the Gathering at Scott Memorial, worship about 260 to 280 folks. And it's a great example of a legacy congregation turning over their building, having a future for their congregation, along with partnering with the new faith community that allowed the new faith community to have the building, to have the resources in order to grow and expand their ministry. The Gathering at Scott Memorial now is giving serious consideration about another second site out of their congregation. And I am excited about that because I see that as a future. In lots of places in Virginia, we have declining churches, but they have good property and they've taken care of it. Our new faith communities have the opportunity now to partner with them and have a much stronger influence and ministry in their mission area. That's a story of a legacy church, Scott Memorial, and a new faith community, the Gathering, that I am excited about for Virginia and excited about as a testimony for the United Methodist Church here in the United States.